Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? 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 What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I apologize for being a little bit late. Normally we start at 7. That is kind of a hard, fast rule that we always start at 7 o'clock. But I went to the mall today to go finish some Christmas shopping. And let me fucking tell you, that was the worst decision I've ever made. The mall, the line was insane. There's a lot of flooding in New Jersey around where I live, and it was brutal. A lot of stuff was closed off, and I got to the mall and was stuck in the parking lot for like an hour. And then I finally parked. I had to park at like Costco, which is nowhere near, which is like kind of near the mall. And I had to like jaywalk. I broke the law. I had to run across the street. And almost, it was like, what's that game called? We had to run across the street. You know what I'm talking about? And avoid the cars. That's what I was doing in real life. And I'll just go get a shirt to wear for fucking Christmas. I had a bunch of other stuff that I wanted, but I knew that if I didn't leave at the exact same time I wanted to leave, I was not getting back. Now, I basically bought everything I wanted. I just wanted to go get this shirt. And then there was some other things that I wanted to get, but again, it was just impossible. Nothing was open. There was people fucking hitting into each other's cars because no one knows how to drive, apparently. So it was just a brutal experience. But we are now back home and ready to stream. So I appreciate you guys. I apologize for being late again. That's not the usual. I know on Sunday sometimes we're like 5 minutes late, but on Thursday it always starts at 7. So again, that is on me. Won't be the case next week. We'll be live at 7. We'll be live on Saturday at some point on Saturday. Don't know the exact time. We'll be live on Sunday as well for Christmas Eve. And then that's it. So we'll be live today, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't know the timing of the Saturday stream. The Sunday stream will be at the normal time. And then obviously all the videos are going to come out as normal. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone. And let's get on into the questions here. Again, I appreciate everyone waiting. I apologize for showing up late. But most of the time it's my fault, right? Like I wake up a little too late or something. This time it was all on the traffic. All on the traffic. So let's answer some questions now. I'm just uploading my rankings to Patreon. If you guys are Patreon members, I always try to get the rankings up way earlier than this. This is the latest I've ever gotten them up. So I apologize to anyone who pays for that. On me. My bad. All right. Olave legacy game incoming, Mango Juice. You think so? I think Olave is going to have a pretty good game. I wouldn't say legacy game, but I think he'll have a pretty good game. Not too sure if it's going to be a legacy one, though. I appreciate it. Thank you, though, for the super chat. Thank you for saying that. I like Olave tonight. Jubal, thank you for the super chat, my man. I really appreciate it. Make sure you leave your question in chat. I haven't seen your question. There's only a couple of things in the chat as of right now because we all just got here. So just make sure you leave your question, and I will make sure to answer it. All right. All right, Jubal, I'm going to get your question. Jonathan Taylor or Kenneth Walker? I would go Jonathan Taylor, but Kenneth Walker is probably a little bit safer, I would say. Rico or Addison, or Rice or Addison? Rice. Thank you for the super chat again, Jubal. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, man, my team has Allen, CMC, Rashad White, Amon Ra, DJ Moore, Laporta. Who do you flex? Javonte, Deontay Johnson, Brian Robinson, or Romeo Doubs? Now, Romeo Doubs is just going to be taken out of the equation there. Not because I necessarily think Romeo Doubs is like some garbage can player, but more just because of the situation that Romeo Doubs is in. Like, he isn't getting fed necessarily how much I want him to. He's not seeing the amount of targets that I would want him to. So that's just kind of my feeling on him. Again, I don't think he's by any means like a terrible play, right? If you are in like despair, go ahead and play him, right? But based upon the options you have, you're not really stuck in that kind of a situation where you need to play him. So in my opinion, I would just go ahead and go with I think your safest bet is Javonte. Your highest upside bet is Deontay Johnson. The thing is, though, with Deontay Johnson, and while I do like Deontay Johnson, having Mason Rudolph under center really throws a wrench into this situation, right? Like, I know Trubisky's bad. I know that Kenny Pickett's bad, but you want to know who's even worse? Mason Rudolph. So for me, it's very hard to kind of get that out of my mind and play Deontay Johnson. So I think I'd go with Javonte. I understand that the Denver Broncos absolutely shit the bed against the Lions. I understand that the Denver Broncos really screwed the pooch there. They could have had a much better game that they didn't have. But at the end of the day, I'm definitely going to go ahead and go with Javonte Williams. He feels like the safest bet, in my opinion. And he also has a lot of upside. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Javonte Williams. Thank you for the super chat. Brian Robinson might play. He might not play. So he's also kind of out of the equation in the way that I think of things here. So let's go with Javonte Williams. Thank you for the super chat again, Jubal. I appreciate it. Christian, I think that's how you would say that. I've never seen it spelled that way, but then again, I'm not a very what's it called? Not a very smart man. I might be dumb, but I do know what love is, Jenny. Okay, sorry. Start 3. Kyron Swift, Bijan Jacobs, A-Chain, half PPR. That's a loaded question. Kyron is a stone cold lock. You cannot sit Kyron. Then it enters into the range where there's a lot more conversation to be had, right? Let me pull up my ranking. So Kyron's got to be in there. You cannot sit Kyron. He's a must start. I don't care. I guess unless you have like McCaffrey, and if you have McCaffrey, yeah, McCaffrey's the only guy I've ranked ahead of Kyron. So Kyron for sure. Then I would go. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 answers to this question. Your safest bet is Kyron, Swift, and Jacobs. Kyron, Swift, and Jacobs is the safe approach to this because you might be avoiding a potential landmine in Bijan. My actual answer, what I would really do is play Kyron, Swift, and Bijan. I get that Bijan absolutely screwed the pooch last week, but I do think that Arthur Smith, with his back against the wall, is going to have to commit to Bijan more. I see him getting at least, I'd say, 14 points in this game. The matchup's great against the Colts, so I'm going to just go back into the well and hope he bounces back. Kyron's a must start, and then Swift's kind of been down in the mud, but I do like Swift's matchup against the Giants. So Swift, Kyron, and Bijan would be the answer to that. Taylor, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Pick 4, Kupp, Olave, Garrett Wilson, McBride, Hawkinson, Rice. Great question. Kupp, Olave, insta-locks. They have to be in your lineup. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts like Miley Cyrus in that one. So Kupp and Olave, you got to start them. Both playing tonight. Good matchups. Then we enter to a scenario where Rashee Rice is also kind of a must start. He's a top 12, top 14-ish guy in my rankings. So I really like Rashee Rice this week, and Rashee Rice has earned that, right? It's not just I like him because of the matchup, this, and that, the other thing. No, he has earned that. I really like Rashee Rice. So Rashee Rice, Olave, Kupp, and then it's between Hawkinson and McBride for me. I love the matchup for Garrett Wilson, but the problem is you have to deal with Zach Wilson or Trevor Siemian potentially. So I would go with the tight end I have ranked highest, and that would be McBride. I have McBride over Hawkinson. McBride against the Chicago Bears defense. Kupp, Olave, McBride, and Rice. Kupp, Olave, McBride, and Rice. Bradley, thank you for the super chat. Eckler or JT, SF or Miami, or pick someone else up. So off the top of my head, I'm trying to think about who the 49ers are playing, because for some reason my brain can't remember. It's the Ravens. Your best, Bradley, picking someone up, looking for a team like, I'd say like the Broncos if they're available. I like the Bears a decent amount. Just watch like the defenses to stream video because I don't remember them off the top of my head, if I'm being completely honest with you. I can pull them up though, which I'll do because I have my defense to stream that I write up on Google Docs. Waiver wire defense to stream. So if any of these defenses are available, I like them way better than San Francisco or Miami. Denver, Green Bay, Chicago, Indianapolis, Houston, Washington. Other defenses I like, if the Bills are okay, so actually I'll do it this way. The best defenses this week, if available, are the Bills, the Eagles, the Jets, the Browns. If you can't get the Bills, Eagles, Jets, or Browns, Then you go with either the Broncos, the Packers, the Bears, the Colts, the Texans, or the Commanders. And then Eckler or JT, I'm going with Jonathan Taylor. If Jonathan Taylor plays, I 100% trust Jonathan Taylor off the fucking bench. Off the bench compared to Eckler. So JT and then one of those defenses I named. So I'll just type them into the chat for you. I'll type them in order. So JT and then Bills, Eagles, Jets, Browns. I type pretty quick. Broncos. This is the order. Packers, Bears. I typed in Bear. Fuck. Bears and then Colts, Texans, Commanders. I'm doing good, Donald. How are you doing, man? All right, next question. Flex 1, Spears, Dobbs, or Taysom Hill. All right, Andrew, if you want to guarantee yourself points, play Spears. If you want to go for the most upside option, play Taysom Hill. I would probably play Spears, if I'm being honest with you, because I want more safe points, if I'm being honest with you. That's how I feel. I would go with Spears. Spears. Thank you for the super chat. And the reason why I like Spears is because I think this is a game that could get away from the Titans, and then they have to throw the ball more to Spears more. Again, Spears is far from a guarantee. Romeo Dobbs isn't that safe either, and neither is Taysom Hill. But I'd go Spears if you want a safety net. If you're really trying to risk it, if you can endure taking a 0 tonight, you can play Taysom Hill. But I'd go Spears. Nani says, need 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, PPR, Puka, Godwin, Kupp, Zeke, Javonte Williams. Great question there. I would go ahead and go with, I just got to take a picture or something really quick. I'm going to keep talking. It's just going to get a little bit darker in my room. Look like a fucking dark corner McDougal, as they used to say. Puka, Kupp, Zeke, J. Will. You got to go Kupp. You got to go Puka. So you're going double Rams action. And then, even with Godwin being on fire, right? Godwin really was percolating last week. Godwin had a good game. I think you would have to go with, I think you got to go Zeke. I think Zeke, I understand Zeke shit the bed last week, but I do think that Zeke is the safest bet out of the other options there, which would be Godwin, Williams, and Zeke. I think Zeke's the safest. So we're going to go Puka, Kupp, and Ezekiel Elliott. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I hear voices in my head. Randy, what's going on? Set the lineup. Puka, ASRB, Pittman, Mostert, Kyron, Bijan, Higgins, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and flex. What's up, Randy? I appreciate you super chatting. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. At receiver, you're playing Puka and Amon-Ra St. Brown. You can't get around that. All right, let's read about Pittman real quick. Michael Pittman Jr., because I think he practiced today in some sort of action. Michael Pittman Jr. Full practice participation. So limited yesterday, full this week. So that tells you that Pittman's probably going to play. Most likely going to play. All right. So this is easy, actually. This is very, very easy. At running back, you can't sit Kyron. You cannot sit Mostert. Mostert and Kyron, lock them in. Then you cannot sit Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I do not believe you can sit Pittman. So you have Mostert and Kyron in. You have St. Brown and Pittman in. Then it's between Puka, Bijan, or Higgins. I am a huge Bijan guy. I love Bijan Robinson, but I think I'm going to go with Puka Nacua tonight. I like the matchup up against the Saints. I know Puka had a semi-down game last week, but I think he bounces back in a big way this week. Saints defense doesn't really scare me. So Puka, Amon-Ra, Pittman, Mostert, Kyron, the first 5 guys. It is kind of close between Higgins and Puka. Same with Puka and Bijan, but I'd have to lean Puka. Puka, Amon-Ra, Pittman, Mostert, Kyron. Mark it Tatov. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Mike Evans or Puka in the flex. Full PPR. Now, I just kind of sung the praises of Puka Nacua. Hallelujah. But I think I would have to go ahead and go with Mike Evans. Mike Evans is in like the must start range where he's like a top 8 guy every single week in my rankings. Now, Puka is a must start on a lot of teams, right? But Puka is not in that same range as a guy like Mike Evans. I know a couple weeks ago, Mike Evans shit the bed, right? But last week, he had a pretty decent game. I just want to believe in a guy like Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is a pretty talented player. I like the offense that he's in. I like the fact that the offense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers absolutely steamrolled last week. It gives me a lot more confidence entering into this game. And again, I just really do think that Mike Evans is the better receiver than Puka. I like his matchup better, thus me leaning with Mike Evans. AJB, thank you for the super chat. Stafford or Baker. Now, Stafford and Baker, I just finished my quarterback rankings. Those are going to come out on Saturday. I didn't record the video yet, but to be uploaded on Patreon. And when looking at it, I really do I like Stafford better than Baker. I have Stafford as my quarterback 7 in tier 2, Baker as my quarterback 12 in tier 3. I think that Stafford, who has been slinging it recently, just feels a little bit safer, and I think they both have pretty similar upsides. So I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford. Again, Stafford's been ripping off a lot of great games in a row as of recently. I think Stafford's a pretty safe piece. James, thank you for the super chat. Full PPR, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Set my lineup: CMC, Kamara, Mostert, St. Brown, Cup, Godwin, Nakua. 2 running backs. You have to go McCaffrey. Obviously, you knew that, right? McCaffrey is a must start every week. And then I think I would lean right now with Mostert over Kamara. Now, again, it's not by a wide margin. They're split by a tier, but they're also actually split by 1 ranking. So it's not like that huge of a margin. So we're going to go CMC and Mostert at running back. Your 2 receivers are going to be Cup and St. Brown. And then your flex. Fuck, it's hard to sit Nakua, but it's also hard to sit Kamara. I think because you already have Cup in your lineup and you're hinging on a big Cup game, I think you're better off going on the other side with Kamara and hoping that Kamara has a good game in retaliation, right? This is a high-scoring game. Cup goes off, and as well as Kamara, right? They both have big games in this spot. I think that's a very plausible outcome of this game. So at running back, we're going to go CMC and Mostert. At receiver, we're going to go St. Brown and Cup. And at flex, we are going to go with Alvin Kamara. Next up, thank you for the super chat. Big Rocker Johnson says Cup, Puka, Metcalf, or St. Brown, bench 1. This is a question that will keep you up at night. These are 4 receivers that in most lineups are in your lineup every single time, right? Cup, Puka, Metcalf, St. Brown. There's really no argument to be made about any of those guys as starts every single week. But now we are in a scenario where we have to sit one of them, and that's a big testament to Mr. Big Rocker Johnson over here for drafting such a good team or putting together such a good team that has this many assets that are that great. With that said, this is another scenario where what I'm going to do is put all of my hope into Cup, and I'm going to sit Puka Nakua and let Metcalf, Cup, and St. Brown do the work. Now, if you're talking about safety, I believe Puka's safer than Metcalf, but I would sit Puka down, play Metcalf. So you're going to be sitting down Puka Nakua out of those options. Again, for most teams, you're not sitting any of these guys. But in this scenario, you have nothing that you can do about it. So you're starting Cup, Metcalf, and St. Brown. Jake Browning or Geno Smith? That's a good question. That is a really good question because I really like Geno Smith this week. I really do. And I do have some reservations with Jake Browning. But the thing about Jake Browning is this guy has played well so many games in a row. Why should I believe that he is magically just going to shit the bed now, right? 3 straight weeks as a top 8 quarterback. We're not talking about 3 straight games. It's like quarterback 18, 17, 14, right? No, we're talking about 3 straight games inside the top 8. Don't get cute. Play Jake Browning. Samuel Pizza, thank you for the super chat, my man. I really appreciate you. Puka, Pollard, or Jacobs, start 2. Gonna start with Jacobs, maybe not playing, and Puka plays tonight. I have Carvin starting already, or sit Ayuk for Puka. No, I think you're making the right decision here of playing Puka. I am kind of worried about Jacobs, just like you said. I don't have Jacobs ranked super high in the rankings because of that, right? I worry that he's coming back. They might try to ease him in. Now, again, Am I saying that you should be sitting Josh Jacobs in every single lineup? Of course not, because not everyone has as loaded of options as Samuel Piazza here. So let's go ahead and go with I'm going Puka and Pollard. Again, I am definitely a big fan of Jacobs, but I do think Pollard is going to have a great game against the Dolphins defense. Obviously, as a Dolphins fan, I hope Tony Pollard does absolutely nothing in that game and the Dolphins win by a score of 6,000-0, because that's just what I hope for as a fan of the team. But I know how this game is going to actually go. The Cowboys just got smacked in the mouth, and they are going to come out angry. They're going to play mad, and I think Tony Pollard's going to be heavily involved in that game plan. I know he shit the bed last week, but I expect a much bigger game, and I like Puka Nacua a ton. So Puka and Pollard for you. There we go. And I'm not sitting Ayuk for Puka. So Puka and Pollard. Sit Jacobs down. Next question here from Anthony. I appreciate you. Pacheco or Zeke, and Adams or DK? Pacheco or Zeke? The answer is Pacheco. Now, Pacheco's a guy that I am a little bit worried about when it comes to how much of a workload is he going to get coming back off the injury, right? How much are they going to trust this guy coming back from the injury? And then I thought about it. I thought, hey, Nick, you might be a little bit too scared here, because if Pacheco is in his normal workload, Pacheco should absolutely dominate in this game. Against the Raiders defense, Pacheco should go crazy. So while I did initially earlier on in this week have a lot of reservations, was a little bit more, I would say, nervous about Pacheco. Now you fast forward to Thursday, and I am all over the bandwagon of Pacheco. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and go Pacheco. And then after that, the question is Adams or Zeke. So Pacheco, and then Pacheco, and then I'd go DK over Adams. I like Adams. I'm a huge Devontae Adams stan. You guys know this, but at the end of the day, I'd definitely rather go with I'd definitely rather go DK over Adams. I feel safer with that. So DK and Pacheco. Next question here, Jeffrey. I really appreciate the super chat. Appreciate all you guys. We've been live for 22 minutes. We already have 17 super chats, which is crazy. Hey man, I have a few questions. All PPR, Minshew or Flacco, Douglas, McKinnon, or Spears. In my other league, Chandler or Hubbard. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh. All right. All right. First question, Minshew or Flacco. I love Gardner Minshew, but I think you are kind of crazy if you sit Flacco. I know a couple of months ago, that would be kind of a crazy talk. Like, oh my God, Nick, you want to play fucking, like, if you told me at the beginning of the season that in week 16, we'd be starting Joe Flacco, regardless of what team he's on, I'd be like, oh, he's probably dust by this point. But he's been great. You can't sit him. Demario Douglas is kind of just out of the equation there for me, Jeffrey, because I know Demario Douglas will probably be like a top 40 receiver, right? He'll probably have a halfway decent game. But the problem with that is you are now in the playoffs, so you can't just kind of coast by with a guy like Demario Douglas, right? Getting you 8 points, right? 8 points isn't going to do shit for you. You need that potential upside. So I'm going Flacco. I'm going McKinnon, because I think even with Pacheco back, based upon what we've seen out of McKinnon, if he just gets a couple of targets, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he scored up against that Raiders defense. So I'm going to go ahead and go McKinnon. So we're going to go McKinnon, and we're going to go Flacco. And then Chuba Hubbard or Chandler. Now, I like both of these guys this week, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think both of these guys are pretty much in a very close range with one another. So I have Chuba running back 24, Chandler running back 25. Now, if I knew for sure that Madison was out, I would play Chandler. But knowing what I know right now where Madison might play, I think you're better off going Hubbard. So what I would do, Jeffrey, is write this down somewhere. Put Flacco in your lineup. Put McKinnon in your lineup. And then write down. Right now, put Hubbard in. Or write down, hey, if Madison is out on Sunday, I think their game's on Sunday. If Madison is out on Sunday, flip-flop from Hubbard to Chandler. Because that is what I would do. I appreciate the support. Thank you, Jeffrey. I hope you're able to win your league. Thank you for the super chats every week. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone who's here every week. Even if you can't super chat, I appreciate you all. This is a very fun thing that we get to do every single week. And I appreciate that all of you guys stop by to hang out with me, because we're not going to get all in the past because we have 20 minutes left. But what I will say is when I first started doing this, there would be like 5 people here. Now there's 90. Sometimes there's 100. Sometimes there's 200 people. So it is really crazy. So I appreciate you guys. Pollard or Devontae Smith. I would just go ahead and kind of avoid the headache that I think Devontae Smith could end up being this week. I know the matchup is great. Here, wait. I thought I read something about 1 second. Devontae Smith potentially being banged up. Devontae Smith didn't practice on Thursday. So yeah, I just avoid any potential headache with Devontae Smith. He also plays on Monday, which means that we won't even necessarily know if he's 100% healthy if he doesn't practice tomorrow. And again, that's just another kind of situation that you just don't want to have to deal with right on Christmas. You don't want to have to deal with that bullshit. Uh, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, it's just fucking annoying to have to deal with stuff like that on Monday. So I'd rather just go ahead and go with Pollard. I think that Tony Pollard should have a pretty decent game again against the Dolphins. Like the Dolphins defense isn't great against the run. Like I think that this is going to end up being a game where the Cowboys try to run the rock a lot more, right? They try to be a little bit more conservative, right? They try to take the safe approach because again, they just got beaten by a gazillion by the Buffalo Bills. I think it's going to be a different approach this week. And I think I like Pollard in a standard league, especially way safer. Pollard is way safer in a standard league than Devontae Smith. Big Rocker Johnson, Olave, or Pacheco. I would have to go with Pacheco. Now, again, I definitely like Olave a ton, but I want to go with that upside of Pacheco. I think they both have a lot of upside, but I think I could see Pacheco being literally the running back one this week. I could see Olave being a top 10 guy, but I don't really see Olave cracking the top 5 against the Rams defense. Again, that's nothing to say like, if he was like a top 10 receiver, everyone here is going to be happy, right? But in terms of you have Pacheco, you have Olave, I think I'm going to go ahead and go Pacheco, who I could see scoring 2 or 3 touchdowns. I'm not even kidding. So I'm going Pacheco. Nicholas, great name. Thank you for the super chat. Higgins or Waddle? That is a loaded question. Now, my belief right now is that Tyreek Hill suits up on Sunday. As a Dolphins fan, as someone that reads the tea leaves, as someone that follows the team with a strong eye, right? I read every single practice report, every single news blurb about the Dolphins. I read every single news blurb basically in general, but I pay a little extra attention when I read the Dolphins ones, right? So I think Tyreek's going to play. I think I am going to go ahead. Let's see the rankings. I think I have Waddle ranked ahead of Higgins, but again, nothing set in stone on Thursday. Yeah, I got Waddle. Here, wait. Waddle versus Higgins. Oh my God, never mind. I have Higgins ranked 1 spot above Waddle. I have Higgins in tier 4, which is the C tier. Higgins at 17, Waddle at 18. So I guess we're going to go with Higgins. I know Waddle just went absolutely nuclear last week, but with Tyreek back, I don't expect as big of a game. I think Higgins could go off without Jamar Chase against the Steelers. Clinton, thank you for the super chat. Need one out of Puka, Wilson, Hopkins, or Henry? That's a great question. So Garrett Wilson is kind of just out of the equation, even with a good matchup up against the Commanders defense. I just don't want to be starting a guy that is on the exact same team as with an offensive line that's that shit, with a quarterback situation that's very up in the air. Hopkins I like, but I don't like Tannehill. Henry I like, but I do worry that this could be a game where the game script goes very wrong and we see a lot more of Spears. So I would go with Puka. I think Puka is the safest bet there. I think Puka has a pretty good game tonight again. I think that's been pretty clear based upon what I've said tonight, that I think that Puka has a pretty solid game. So we're going to go Puka. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Eckler, Connor, Garrett Wilson, or Amari Cooper for the flex. This might sound crazy, but I am pretty out on Eckler. I'm pretty done with Austin Eckler. Now, again, now that I'm done with Eckler, right, he's going to go off and have a huge game. But I don't think I want to start Eckler. I think I'd rather just go with Amari Cooper in this spot. I think Cooper should be fine. He had a big game last week. He saw a lot of targets. I don't want anything to do with Garrett Wilson right now. I think I'm going to have to bump Garrett Wilson down the rankings heavily because the more and more I think about it, the more and more I don't like him. Now, the problem with him is that he's so fucking good that even in a bad situation, he could still be fine. But I think I'd rather go with Amari Cooper out of those guys. I like Connor as well, but I don't love Connor's matchup. So we're going to go with Amari Cooper out of that group. Thank you, Jubal. I appreciate it. 2 flex from Labyrinth, 2 flex half-point PPR league. I have Trey McBride starting at tight end. Now you need 2 Deontay Johnson, likely, or Rice. I think that's a pretty easy question there. I'm going to go with not Rashi. Let's call him fucking Rashad Rice, like as if he's Rashad White. But we're going to go ahead and go with Likely and Rice. Rice to me is a top 12, top 14-ish tight end. He has been a guy that has been ripping off solid games as of recently. He's really came into his own. He was a guy that earlier on the season was kind of just this safety net for your team. And now he's become a guy that could legitimately be the wide receiver one any given week. And he plays the Raiders. And then we're going to go with Likely. Likely's another guy that I changed my tune on. When Likely was coming into the equation, right? Mark Andrews gets hurt. I worried about Likely because Likely in the past when Andrews has went down has really just been a guy that everyone kind of gives the gawk 9,000 to. Everyone loves him because of how he looked in college, this, that, and the other thing. Oh my God, he's going to replace Mark Andrews, going to get all his targets, and then he never did it. But as over the last 2 games, he has done it. So now I actually believe in him. And again, I don't really want to be starting anyone on the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers because the Steelers reek to high heaven. So we are going to go with Rice, and we are going to go with Likely. Juwan, Carlos Fimbres, thank you for the super chat. Pittman, Higgins, Jacobs can only start 2. I'm going to avoid the Josh Jacobs situation here. Now, again, I think if Josh Jacobs, we're coming into a week where, say, for instance, Josh Jacobs played last week and he's coming into the week fully healthy, I'd say, you know what? I like Josh Jacobs better than Higgins. But based upon what we know right now, Pittman was a full practice. You got to play Pittman. Higgins was on fire last week. Higgins does not have Jamar Chase. Jake Browning looks really good. So the answer would be Higgins. Again, I like Josh Jacobs. So I'm not telling everyone to sit Josh Jacobs, but in these scenarios where you kind of have other options, right? You don't have to hinge your fucking wagon to Jacobs. I'd rather just go Pittman and Higgins in that question. Next question here. Would you start Addison over Puka in a standard league? Now, in a standard league, you are more likely shooting for the moon a lot of the times with the receivers, right? Because you need that receiver essentially to either get a shit ton of yards because the receptions don't matter or to score a touchdown, right? And Addison's the type of guy that will either get you 3 points in a standard league because, again, he doesn't get a lot of targets, or he could be a guy that goes off and has 20 plus fantasy points due to the touchdown upside. Now, the same can kind of be said with Puka, and Puka, I think, is a better receiver right now than Addison. And the fact is, now, do we really believe Nick Mullins is going to be able to do it again, right? And the fact that I don't really believe that Nick Mullins is going to be able to do that again does kind of change my opinion here. So I think I'm going to go with Puka. Again, I don't think it's a crazy thought process to start Addison. I don't, because it's a standard league. But I think I'm just going to go with my heart, and my heart tells me Puka. I really do think Puka is going to have a solid game tonight. So I think you have to rock with Puka. I think in a standard league, I'd probably have Puka ranked 10 plus spots ahead of Addison. So I'm going Puka. Millie, thank you for the super chat. Full PPR. Puka tonight or Monty versus the Vikings. I love Montgomery. I'm a David Montgomery guy, but David Montgomery, I think if you're trying to super chat, you can use your credit card. At least from what I remember. I've super chatted to like 2 different people, just like some other fantasy creators, and I was like, hey, appreciate your content or whatever. Just trying to be a nice guy, you know. Christmas, getting the Christmas spirit, you know. But yeah. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. I'm going I don't know why I just let my head run there. So yeah, we would go ahead and go with, in my mind, I'm going Puka. Again, I like David Montgomery. I think David Montgomery is a very safe bet every single week, but it feels like his upside is continuing to wane as Gibbs continues to get better and better. Monty's a safe bet to get you 15, 12 points, right? He's a guy that I'd be pretty shocked if he ended up shitting the bed. It wouldn't shock me if Puka shit the bed, but again, Puka's probably still going to get you 8 points regardless, and I think Puka could score you 25. I don't think Monty could, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Puka Nacua over David Montgomery. Zach, thank you for the super chat. Barkley or Elliott, non-PPR, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, my friend. I really appreciate it. Non-PPR, Barkley or Elliott. Now, again, I definitely really like kind of like Elliott this week, but I think I'd have to go with Barkley. I know it, all right. So Zach, let me give you 2 answers here. This is going to sound stupid maybe to you, but if you want the highest upside possible, play Barkley. I would personally, if this is my lineup, I'm playing Saquon Barkley. I like the matchup against the Eagles, but there is something that worries me about how, hey, the Giants might get absolutely sauced here. The Giants might get destroyed, and then you end up with Barkley not doing too much. Whereas I don't really see the Patriots getting shit housed to where they can't give Zeke as many carries. So Zeke's the safe bet, but what I would tell you to do is I would personally play Barkley. Quincy, thank you for the super chat. Olave, Adams, Brees, T, JT. This is a question. This is another one of these questions that'll fucking keep you up at night. This is another one of those questions where you're not going to be able to sleep for a week if you get this wrong. I got you, though. We're going to go with Jonathan Taylor. No, I lied. We're going Brees Hall. We're going Olave. Brees Hall, Olave. I love Brees Hall against the Commanders. Like Olave tonight. And then T or JT. I think I'm going JT. So Olave. We're going Olave tonight. Brees versus the Commanders. Jonathan Taylor. I like Jonathan Taylor a lot, assuming that he is going to be fully healthy. The Atlanta matchup's good. Jonathan Taylor's been a top 5 running back at points this season. He's like a lock, in my opinion, to be a top 16-ish guy. So he feels safe. JT feels safe. Brees feels safe. Olave feels safe. And they all have huge upside. So Olave, Brees, and JT would be my answer to that one. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Jay, thank you for the super chat, my man. Start Puka or Jaden Reed. I love Jaden Reed, but I am not sitting Puka for Jaden Reed. Regardless of how much I want to ride the Jaden Reed bandwagon, you cannot sit Puka Nacua for Jaden Reed. Puka Nacua is a lot safer of a bet. Jordan Love has looked fine, but I don't know. Like, this Panthers defense has given some quarterbacks headaches recently. I think I'd rather just go ahead and go with the safe bet, which is Puka. So we're going Puka. I got to put Puka in as my receiver in my league because I got him as the flex right now. No flex zone. Yeah, I definitely go Puka. I like Jaden Reed. I really do. But I think Puka's on like a whole nother level compared to a guy like Jaden Reed. And especially when it comes to being safe, I think that Puka's significantly safer. And when they have similar top 12 upside, I'd rather just go with the guy that's way safer. JK, or IDK, Jeremy, thank you again for the super chat. Jay, I'd go with Puka for sure. Tua, Browning, or Flacco, Amari, or Chandler at the flex. Okay, so I'm going Chandler. And then this might sound crazy. I'm considering starting Flacco over Tua. I'm considering it. I just don't know if I'd actually do it. I'm not doing it. I'm playing Tua. There's no way I'm sitting fucking Tua for Joe Flacco. Even though I will tell you right now, I think that Joe Flacco is way safer than Tua. But I'm going Tua, and I'm going with Chandler. I think even if Madison plays, Chandler will still have a pretty good game. Better game than Amari. So I'm going Chandler, and we're going Tua. Should I flex Myers, Lockett, or Palmer? I would flex Lockett. Pick 2 receivers, 1 running back, 1 flex, and a tight end. I would go with Higgins. I would go Ridley. I would go Kyron. I would go A-Chain. And at flex, I would go Aaron Jones. And then I'd go Ingram over Kincaid. Smash that fucking like button. Smash the fucking like button, mate. I have Pollard, Bijan, Chandler, Zamir White, Spears. I'm so tired of my studs. Sit 1. What do you think? I'm sitting Zamir White. Puka or Waddle, please respond. Puka. I am against Allen, Pittman, Cooper, Mixon, Swift, Kittle, JJ Collins, and Broncos. I have Hurts, Lockett, Addison, Mostert, Rashad White, Ferguson, Smith, Connor, and Steelers. Javante on the bench. What do you think? I think you got your lineup correct. I think you're just going to have to go ahead and send a prayer up to Mr. Jesus or whoever you support, maybe the football gods above, and hope they help you out. Now, Lawrence is unlikely to play. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Next question here. Lisa, thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate you. I'm starting Stafford or Puka on my bench tonight. Hurry. I got you. I have Tua and Olave opinion. Buy yourself a 6-pack of White Claw, Nick. Merry Christmas. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay. Ooh, okay. So I definitely would be starting Stafford over Tua. That is 100% correct. So then the debate is between Puka and Olave. And See, the problem is you have Stafford. So that puts a wrinkle into things because you already have Stafford. So you kind of want the stack. So I think you did it correctly because if I had Stafford, I'd be looking to stack with Puka to get that upside. Cup is the better option, Damian, over Puka. But you want that added upside, right? Stafford throws a touchdown to Puka, you get the double points, right? If Puka has a good game, Stafford's having a good game, right? So I think I would go with the double points. I don't even want to consider Tua in this scenario because, again, I love Tua. I hope Tua throws for 500 yards and 7 touchdowns against the Cowboys, and I could sleep great on Christmas Eve. But I'm not going to tell you that's what's going to happen. I think the Dolphins are going to look to run a lot. So Tua's kind of out of the equation there. It's just Olave versus Puka. And I think because you have Stafford, that if you really can't go Olave. I think you want to stack up, get those extra double points, and I would go with Puka. I think Puka is the best bet there. They're basically a toss-up, right? Like if you said, oh, my quarterback is, my quarterback is Josh Allen. Puka or Olave is more of a conversation. But your quarterback, Stafford, so you're going to go with Stafford's receiver number 2. That is the upside to be the number 1 receiver on the week. That's how I look at things there. So I would definitely stick with Stafford and Puka and sit down 2 on Olave. That is a great question. That's a great question. Saints or Broncos, D? I would go with the Broncos. Should I do Bears or Denver? Denver. Let's Broncos country. Let's ride. Debo, DJ Moore, JJ, A-Chain, sit 1. I'm sitting A-Chain. Start Cooper Kupp over Moore, Evans, or Rice. I would start Cooper Kupp over Rice. Nicky, my boy, start 2. Puka, Flowers, St. Brown. Jesus. Merry Christmas to you as well. Let's go St. Brown and Metcalf. Happy Thursday Night Football. Chandler, Reed, McLaurin, Flowers go with the first 2. No problem, Quincy. Puka or Kupp? Kupp. Puka or Kupp. I think Kyron's got a big game too. Mostert or Connor? Mostert. Mostert. In addition to my previous question, defense, Steelers or what's available, Bears? Yeah, I'm going Seattle. I'm going Seattle. Freiermuth or Taysom Hill? Taysom Hill. Actually, Bruce, if you want guaranteed points, play Freiermuth. If you can accept potentially getting fucked, play Taysom Hill. I'd personally play Hill. Walking around the Christmas tree. Personally, I'm playing Bass. That's fine, Tyron. That's fine. Again, when you guys have like a lean, like if your intuition tells you Nick is wrong, I'd rather go with this guy. Go with the other guy. You want to know why? Because you'll be able to sleep a lot better if you made the decision instead of me, right? If I get it wrong, you're going to be like, this Nick guy's an asshole. You won't feel as bad if you get it wrong, you know? you won't feel as bad. All right. Pollard with Dak and CD or Hubbard? Oh, yeah, no, I'm playing Pollard. Half PPR. CD, Mike Evans. Ooh, Pittman, Diggs. Oh, my fucking God. CD and Diggs. That's a tough question. Goff or Stafford? I have Kyron. My opponent is Puka. Yeah, play Stafford. Debo, Puka, or Ayuk? Debo. Swift, Hubbard, or Barkley? Swift. Puka or Olave? Puka. It's basically a coin flip, though. Like, if you ask me 2 minutes from now, I'd say Olave. It really is that close. I'd go Puka, though. But again, it's a coin flip, essentially. CD and Diggs. Yeah, CD and Diggs for sure. That's a really tough question. Pick 1 running back and 1 receiver. Singletary or Williams? I'd go Williams. No, I'd go Singletary. Sorry about that. And then I'd go Cooks. Here comes Santa Claus. I'd go Puka. Here comes Santa Claus coming down Santa Claus Lane. Mixin' and Vixen and all them reindeers. I call him Mixin, like instead of like Mixin is the one of the reindeers. All right, we made it to 8:15. We made it. Thank you guys for watching today. I appreciate it. Again, I apologize for only going for 45 minutes. I have Ayuk, Collins, Lockett, and DeMarcus Robinson. Which 2 should I start? I would go Ayuk and Collins, assuming Collins plays. If Collins doesn't play, go Lockett. Demarcus Robinson is essentially like a get real cute play. I've never known. Here comes Central Claus. 6-point tutty. Ooh, go Purdy over Lamar. Go Purdy over Lamar. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, Andrew. If I did start Aaron Jones, I'd have to drop someone. Okay. I'd be fine dropping Ford. Smash the like button. I smash you. I smash you, brother. My friend deleted our league. How should I get them back? What the fuck? Like during the season or like after the season? If it's during the season and you were in the playoffs, that guy's walking without. That guy is gonna need knee surgery after I take his knees out, metaphorically. I'm not inciting violence, okay? YouTube. But yeah, that's not okay at all, Brian. If you actually know this person, why the fuck would they delete the league? Yeah, you gotta yeah, Mayo back's correct, dude. Mayback. You gotta sleep with his mom. Are you gonna live stream Saturday? Yes, Caitlin. I don't know what time though. I'm probably gonna. I think the game started during the season. I was in first place. Brian, how could you delete the league? Is this for money? If this is for money, then you're gonna have a serious problem with this guy. That's a serious problem. I don't know what time to be live on Saturday, Caitlin, but I'll figure it out. I think the game started at 4:30. I'm not gonna be live at 3:30. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I got other shit to do, but I'll probably be live at like maybe 11 to 12 ish, that kind of time. Yeah, Brian, I'd have a real issue if someone deleted the fantasy league I was in, and if it was for money. Look, if it's for like $10, I'd still be mad, but I wouldn't be as mad. But if this is a league, like you say, if you put $50, that's like a normal buy-in, I would say. If you put in more than it was, oh, this for $60 total. Okay, so maybe you shouldn't take his kneecap out or his dad, whoever's easier. Yeah, so maybe you don't want to take them out necessarily for $60, but I'd still be pretty pissed. Still be pretty mad, to be honest with you. Like, look, I'd be happy to get $60 right now. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, Brian. Yeah, facts. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Shout out Tyrant. Amari Cooper, Ty Chandler. I'd go Ty Chandler. Thank you guys for watching the stream. And yeah, that's definitely not your friend if they delete your fantasy league. Come on now. That's why you got to be the commissioner. That's why I'm the commissioner of basically every single league I play in that is for an amount of money that I actually care about. Like both of my main leagues are for $125, but yeah, I mean, like if I was in a league for a lot of money, I want to be the commissioner because I know that no bullshit's happening. If I'm the commissioner, nothing bad's gonna happen. Like no one's deleting the league, no one is doing some trade bullshit. I'm taking his dad. Yeah, he does owe you $60. That's a fact. Minshew or Carr? I'd go Minshew. All right, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever y'all celebrate. I love you guys genuinely. Deep down in my heart. You're the commissioner, Caitlin. Look at that. Look at that. That's how you do it. You got to be the commissioner. If you're not the commissioner, you need to really trust the commissioner. You don't want any fucking fugazi shit going on. So I appreciate you guys. We'll be live on Saturday, like I said. Love you too, John. We'll be live on Sunday as well. Sunday, normal 12 to 1. At 1, I got to go, though, because I have stuff to do on Christmas Eve. But we'll be live exactly up until 1. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I wish you guys the best. Become a stepdad and ground them. Wish you guys the best. Hope you guys all have a great one. And let's enjoy this game. I know the game already started, but let's have a great one. See you guys. Oh, Larry, thank you for the super chat. We're not leaving just yet. Everyone, hold your horses. Hold your horses. We're about to leave. We're not leaving yet. I'm not fucking leaving. We're not leaving yet. Full PPR, Henry, Aaron Jones, and Jonathan Taylor. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Gotta go Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, I'm locking him in. If he's playing, he's in my lineup. That's just how I think about him. I think he's that good. I think he is that good to where if he's playing, I am playing him. Then we enter into Aaron Jones versus Henry. Now, I actually think if you wanted to guarantee yourself 10-ish points, I'd play Aaron Jones. Because I think there's a chance that Henry ends up stinking it up this week. But I also think that chance is very likely when it comes to Aaron Jones to just stink it up completely. So I think I would go with Derrick Henry. I'm going Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor. There's a chance that this game, like Seattle's kind of a fugazi team, right? Seattle's a team that in any given game, like we've seen it, they could score a shit ton of points. They also sometimes play down to an opponent. They also sometimes lose games that they have no reason to lose, right? Realistically, there's no way Seattle should lose on Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost. So I think I'd go Henry and Taylor. The safest bet is Aaron Jones and Taylor, but I'm going Henry and Taylor. Dude, Aaron Jones has been so shit this season. Like, I can see Henry being the running back one. I don't really think Aaron Jones can do that. So we're going to go Henry and Taylor. Book it. Send it in. That's what we're doing. You got McCaffrey already. Okay. Okay. So you're didn't even since you already have McCaffrey, you're playing Aaron Jones and Taylor because you already got a shit ton of points from McCaffrey. So play McCaffrey. You already got McCaffrey. So play McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, and Taylor. Because now if Henry shits the bed, it could actually impact you. You want the safe points. Go Aaron Jones and go Jonathan Taylor. Now that I know that makes the decision a lot easier. Aaron Jones and Taylor. Thank you for the super chat. Felito with his Luigi picture. Thank you very much. Full PPR league. Going to need 3 running backs, but have to bench the others. I have Henry, Brian Robinson, Chandler, Gus, and Ford. All right. Chandler, lock him in. Lock Chandler into your lineup. Then, is Brian Robinson going to play? Brian Robinson. So let's do some reading real quick. Not seeing anything. Brian Robinson was out of practice yesterday. I'm not seeing anything today about Brian Robinson. Now, here we go. Today's injury report. Let's read this real quick. Hopefully nothing's happening in the game that I'm missing. Doesn't matter, though. You guys super chatted. I'll stay. All right. Brian Robinson, DNP on Thursday. Yeah, he's not playing. He's not playing. So take him out. Going Chandler. I'm out of focus. Sorry. We're going Chandler. We're going to go Henry. And we're going to go Gus Bus. Got to go Gus Bus because he could score like 3+ touchdowns any given game. Chandler he's just the obvious one. And then you're going to just have to go Henry. Even though I don't love Henry this week, Henry's got a lot of upside. I don't want to play fucking Jerome Ford. Gus, Chandler, Henry, lock it in. Thank you guys for watching. Hawkinson or McBride? I'd go McBride. Thank you guys for watching. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I love you guys. We'll be back Saturday with a live stream. Video tomorrow. Video Saturday. Saints 3-and-out. Rams just got the ball. Love to hear it, Andrew. I appreciate it. Everyone smash that like button. Smash it like it owes you some money. Love you guys. Have a great one. And as always, good boy. Adios, mis amigos and amigas. Have a good one. Again, smash that like button. Felito again. Henry, Chandler, Gus. Send it in.